Hi there, I'm Christine and welcome to my YouTube channel. I've popped on this lovely, glorious sunny morning to just have a little chat about my top 5 gadgets that I use when I'm sewing. I'm a gadget girl and I am addicted, as well as fabric and sewing. There is no hope for me whatsoever. So I thought I'd bob on and talk to you about 5 things that I think are brilliant, and hopefully they might help you with your sewing. So they're in no particular order, there's no logic to them. Oh, before I start, somebody was asking me, on some of my other videos in the background you could see 2 little legs dangling down, and they were Bertie the Beano, made by me, from a pattern. I don't know where I got it from, but he sits in my sewing room to keep me company. So that's Bertie. Anyway, back to sewing gadgets or sewing aids, things that help you, things that you find useful. They're in no particular order. So without further ado, bit of a drum roll, here we go. So my first sewing aid might seem pretty basic, but it is a godsend. This is a wooden tailor's clapper made out of solid beechwood. Now you can get these in all sorts of different price ranges, starting from about £10–11 up to about £70–80 for a piece of wood. I think this one cost me about £25. It's been really good. I got it from the Amazon, and basically you don't use them for clapping. No. When you're pressing a seam on things like jackets, anything that's quite dense, thick fabric, the tailor's clapper is used to press the seams out. So you have lots of steam in your iron. You iron your seam a section at a time. So you iron that section, and while it's still hot and steamy, you whack that on top and hold it there with a bit of pressure, probably about 20 seconds. Lift it, and your seam will be perfect. Then go on to the next bit and the next bit. It can be quite laborious, but it makes a huge difference to how your garment looks and how it finishes. It gives it a lovely crisp seam and edges. So if you're just going to start thinking about making jackets, a blazer, a coat, get yourself a tailor's clapper and it will make it so much easier, particularly where the seams cross over each other and can be quite bulky. If you use one of these, it condenses the fabric down and makes the seam less bulky as well when you need to sew over 2 seams. So that's gadget number 1. So gadget number 2 is this little piece of plastic. You can see that it is a ruler, and it's got a curved edge on one edge and a curve there as well, and lots of grid markings on it. If you've not seen one of these before, it's called a hot hemmer. Again, I got this from the Amazon, but you can get them from lots of haberdashery stores. And basically what it is when you're pressing a hem up, and you want to make sure that you're getting it all even all the way around, particularly if it's a very narrow hem where you're perhaps only pressing it over by, I don't know, a centimetre, then use this. You put it on your fabric, fold your fabric over. You can use the grid to measure so that you know you're turning it over by the right amount, and you use it to press your seam. You leave it inside. That's why it's called a hot hemmer. It does get a little bit warm, but it doesn't get mad hot, and it certainly doesn't melt. And then when you're going round curved seams, like collars, neckbands, like this, I suppose, and you want to press something out, you can use the curves, and it helps go around the curve and keep your seam, hem, not seam, hem, even all the way. I use it particularly with lightweight fabrics. It's great for double gauze, viscose, cotton lawn, any of those. Well, any really, but ones that are quite flimsy, it helps. So that's my gadget number 2, the hot hemmer. Okay, this is gadget number 3, and it's a button marker. There is a very long, convoluted name for it, and I can't for the life of me remember it, but I'll explain to you. If you put button guide into your search engine, one of these will pop up. And it's like, you can see me playing with it. It's like a small version of the garden trellis that you can get in the concertinas. That's the word, concertinas. And you can see it goes quite long. So what I use this for, when I'm making, foamed up too far now. Stop it, Christine, stop playing. When I'm making any garment that's got buttons or a button band, because I'm vertically challenged, then I short almost everything that I make. So if I'm making a blouse, a jacket, anything with a button band down the front, the button guide that's on the pattern just does not work because it is so out of sync with me shortening it so much. So I use this. And what you do, I'll pop a little image of the Vativa blouse where I've taken a photo of how I used it. So you open it up, you put the top prong where your top button's going to be, and then say I want 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 buttons. So that needs to go at the top, that needs to go at the bottom, and you stretch them out. Obviously not on yourself, on your fabric, and then just pop a pin where each of the prongs is. You can pop it through that little gap there, or you can do it that side, and it marks where you need to do your buttonhole, and you know that they're all going to be evenly spaced. No more measuring, no more head scratching, no more maths. Just get a button guide. Absolutely brilliant little gadget. And as I said, it gets used a lot in my sewing shack. Number 4. Lots of sewers will already have these, but if you haven't, this is a little box. I'll open it up, and it has all these little metal gadgets in. They've all got different sizes. See, that one's 18mm. And what it is, it's a bias binding maker. And it's a game changer if you haven't got one of these. So this is some bias binding that I've made on it. You make it yourself. No more buying, bias binding. No more struggling to get any that matches the garment that you're making. You can even do it in the same fabric as the garment, which is brilliant. So this has been made on this machine, and basically what it does is, I'll just try and open this out and then we can demonstrate it. It may not work. We will see. Trying to remember which size I did. I think it's the size that I haven't got in this box. But what you do is thread the end through. That end's got big grooves. Thread the end through. I'm not going to be able to do it. You need a pin. You pull it through. It comes through that end. And it's folded like that. So you pull the end through. You get your iron. And as it comes through this end, you iron the folds in. And you end up with that. And then if you need it folding again, you can just fold it in half and press it. Game changer or what? So I love my bias binding maker. Any bias binding I make myself. Not bought any for donkeys. So that is my recommended sewing gadget number 4. Last but most definitely not least is this little box which I bought recently. I treated myself actually for Christmas. And it's just a plastic box, isn't it? But the clever thing is it's got all these compartments inside, and in each of these compartments, once you've been sewing for a while, you end up with lots of different sizes and types of sewing needles for your machine, because you should always use the right type of needle to get a good finish on your garment. So I have them. Each different one has its own little box, and then inside you can see there's a little Velcro sticky, and that is the last needle that I use, or the one that I'm currently using. So you don't end up with loads of needles and you don't know what they are, so you end up throwing them away. It even comes with little labels that you can stick on the outside, and I've not stuck all mine on yet, that say like that one's universal, that one's jeans, so I know what's in those individual compartments if the labels have come off the needle packets. How cool is that? Now, I got this from Guthrie and Garney. I will put the link to the shop below. I'm not 100% they still got some in because they did sell quite fast. I think everybody bought them as a Christmas gift because they were the perfect gift for a avid sewer like me. So that is my number 5 in my 5 gadgets. So I hope you've found it interesting. I wasn't going to pick obvious ones, I didn't think, like sewing machine, a loop turner, vario pliers. They might not be obvious actually. Maybe I need to do another one on them. So they are my 5 gadgets. Me and Bertie are going to go and do some sewing this morning. I've got a jacket that I need to finish that has been taking me weeks. You know, you have one of those garments that just seems to never get finished. This jacket, the Marcia jacket from Fibre Mood, has taken me 2 weeks for various reasons, but today is the day that I am going to finish it. So have a lovely sewing day, and I hope you found my little gadget ideas useful, and I will see you all again soon. Take care.